cycle through our last match of the day will be at 174. And keep in mind, folks, some of the names that you see up here to start may not be the matches. Talking to the Davidson coaching staff after warm-ups, they have some chess matches to play. We'll see what the lineup will front as we see 184 take them into center. And I believe it means Brown is the green indicator, and Davidson, obviously wearing the red singlet, will be the red indicator. From our referee, 3-minute first period, 2-2. And again, for those of you who may be neophytes to the sport, remember the takedown rules changed last year. We went to the 3-point takedown from the 2, and that does change in some ways the strategies of these matches. Nobody really showing much of anything in the first 30 seconds of our opening period. We got a warning on Davidson's Kirk.
A little stall call for get him out of bounds.
Interesting to see, this stage of season, the balance, Nick, between trying to feel out your opponent and potentially stalling a match. We're going to be interested to see how tight the officials may call that.
Yeah, especially, they want to create action for these fans and having some exciting wrestling going.
It's a good crowd for the early going. Still neutral as Sandoval needs to turn around. If he gets that left leg over, he'd have a good shot at takedown points, but Kirk able to escape, not in the points sense. He wasn't in control. Another nice shot by Sandoval trying to get underneath. You see Kirk trying to leverage those hands underneath, and that will be takedown points for Sandoval.
Yeah, really great shot and brought it down to the mat for the finish.
So Sandoval drawing the first points of the afternoon, or morning, I guess I have to say. Especially if you're his family out there in California. You're opening up your Saturday with a cup of coffee and me and Nick. There are worse things. Good, almost an escape and some good mat return there by Sandoval. Gets his left arm locked underneath the leg of Kirk. Sandoval last year, 14-16 win-loss record. There's the escape for Kirk. 6-6 in dual meets. Did have a couple of major decisions, a tiebreak win, and in fact a pinfall, which was against Davidson, believe it or not, last year at the Davidson Duels, a matchup that the Bears will be at later this year. Davidson has a doubleheader today. From here, they'll head down to Sacred Heart for a night matchup against the Pioneers in Connecticut. Still no control with 50 seconds left. The score 3-1 in favor of Sandoval. It's third matchups of the season for Davidson. They were at the Michigan State Open. Before that, Virginia Tech. Still not a whole lot of, I would say, not sure whether it's Sandoval's defense or Kirk's lack of an offense in this first period.
Yeah, they're both keeping some thumb blocks there and warding each other off. But
Sandoval gets the leg trip. He can't quite get there. Kirk kept his balance, still neutral. And time winding down. Short time for the first period. Sandoval just misses getting another takedown.
Yeah, that was a good way to end the period, though, and put the guy on his heels and let him know he's still coming.
Sandoval will have the choice and will go bottom to start period number 2. Only about 27 seconds of riding time after that first takedown by Sandoval. See if he can get the quick escape point. Gets up, breaks the hands of Kirk, and he's out quickly. 6 seconds, it's all it took.
He's going to want to circle back in. Make sure he doesn't give up a stall call of his own now on the edge.
Well, Sandoval almost out of the mat. Escapes out and slid back. Gets himself into a better position with Kirk missing his shot. A little bit of action on the hands as Sandoval, good shot. Does he have control? Not quite yet. Trying to drive that right shoulder, which is similar to his earlier takedown. Now you got it.
Yep.
It's a fine line, really, when you see how very close. That's going to bring him back to center, but Sandoval well in control, 7-1.
Yeah, and you can really see the three-point takedown kind of opening things up. Almost at a major decision now already.
Trying to come across is Sandoval. Kirk trying to step out. Mat return will be important here. He's trying to lock in some extra riding time points. That's a great escape. Not yet. Really heady play there by Sandoval with his right arm, to maintain the control, because I thought he had the escape, didn't you?
Yeah, me too. He almost let him go and let him roll through, followed through, and surprised him right back where he was.
He wasn't fooled by the rollout, that's for sure. I'm always kind of amazed when guys are at the 180. There's going to be the escape point. Guys at 184, 197, able to have that kind of agility.
Yep.
I heard the rumor was that you and I were doing a demonstration of the rollout later, and they did have a gurney for me ready. You could still do it, I think.
Yeah, I get in the room once in a while.
All right. I'm telling you, it would be. Might have to get the med flight ready for this guy.
Both of us.
You don't give yourself enough credit. I think the last time I tried one of those, you were probably not born yet. Sandoval trying for one last shot at the end of the second. He's in control going into the third. It is Kirk's choice. He's going to choose bottom, try and get another escape point, which would bring him within 4. If he does, he would still need a takedown and potentially back points to try and control this match. Sandoval, obviously, with the 2 takedowns and an escape to his credit to get to this 7-2 mark. For those of you keeping track at home, there is the escape. You get 3 points for a win by decision, 4 for a major decision, 5 for the technical fall, 6 for a fall towards your team points. That's a great takedown. He got all of them and very close to back points. Kirk wasn't really too stymied by the initial takedown, which came with some authority. He was able to get to his front and avoid the back points. Not out of bounds. And there's another escape. That makes it 10-4. Sandoval could pick up another takedown. That would be key.
Yep, it needs another takedown. He's got riding time in a good place too, which would give him another point at the end of the match.
And riding time almost locked in. Actually, it is locked in a second. Will be shortly. He's got about 1:25 of riding time. Under a minute left here in period 3 in a 10-4 matchup. Sandoval trying to take Kirk over and out. It's a good shot by Kirk, but Sandoval's defended well. Kirk hasn't been able to get himself really free with much of anything offensively.
Yeah, Sandoval's doing a really good job of keeping his forearm parallel to the guy's body and kind of blocking any offense that he has.
And Kirk hasn't had a plan B, really. Came close there, but Sandoval was able to step up with his right knee quickly to avoid any takedown points. And with 15 seconds left, this is looking like Sandoval, barring a disaster, is going to come away with a victory in our first match of the day. Still neutral. And there's a takedown. Yeah, yes, he did. He got the takedown as time was expiring to take it to 13-4, add the riding time point, and it's a 14-4 victory for Thomas Sandoval at 184, I'm sorry. That was a solid win all around.
Yep, very great match, and really awesome to see him get that major decision at the end there.
He really didn't let up. I mean, the 4 points for Kirk were escape points, and he seemed to really frustrate the first year.
Yeah.
Did Sandoval, that is.
For Davidson.
Yeah, it makes you wonder a little bit. I mean, there was some savvy, almost veteran wrestling there from Sandoval. How much of a difference do you think there is between year 1 and year 2?
A ton of difference. I mean, even just moving the guy with your hands and working on creating those openings, it really picks up each year you're in college.
So this is a match to watch, folks. This is Drew Reel, Andrew Reel at 197, taking on for Davidson. This is actually going to be Daniel Elyash. They had two men announced. It could have been Dylan Smith or Elyash. I'm just going to confirm that because, again, there were a couple of different options for Davidson in this weight class. But talking about to Coach Lean, saying that they did their postseason interviews at the end of last year, and unanimously, he said he had never been part of a team where unanimously every man on the Brown roster cited Andrew Reel as the de facto leader. And for him to do that as a first year, to emerge as that kind of character in the weight room, in the locker room, and on the mat, that's pretty impressive stuff. Yeah,
that's pretty special, especially from a first year. And he's a local guy and really setting the tone for what Brown wrestling hopes to be.
Had a good year last year as a first year. He's actually a guy that has moved up not one, not two, not three, but 4 weight classes in a couple of years' time from his New England finalist position in the 150s in high school to now as a sophomore being at 197. Elyash himself a sophomore out of Paramus, New Jersey. Action through the first minute 20, but not any points as of yet. That looked like a takedown. Does he have control? Yes, he does. And he's going to try and turn him to his back. He's trying to lower that right shoulder. Look at the muscle structure on Reel. You're not fighting that off with these, are you?
Nope.
He said he had been pretty committed in the offseason. You could see that right arm. And this is not an easy weight class either to move into, let's say. Sometimes you see guys with the ability to move up one or, maybe cut down to one from where they were in high school. When you're going from a part of the sport, Nick,
yep.
How does that affect your rhythm and your tempo? Like, you just got to take down. You're kind of in control, and then now you got to back off and try and keep your heart rate up and waiting for the guy on the other side who may or may not be able to continue. In this case, he can.
Yep, it can definitely be a momentum shift, but these guys train for it.
It's one of those things that you can't really do too much of in practice. They can only be more. That is some pretty intense mat return that Elyash is probably going to be feeling later on today, as he's tried to step out now twice, and you see Reel trying to come cross-face with one arm, switches back to the other, has the right arm underneath the midsection, staying belly to back, would love to get some back points, and there's the mat return again. He's throwing Elyash around pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a beast.
Now, we talked about the rollover. Are you going to get out there and no?
That would kill me.
Okay. In full disclosure, Nick wrestled in the 134 the last time he was out on a mat, so he'd be giving up a little bit of poundage to Drew. I'm not giving up the weight. I'd be giving up everything else. There's another mat return. So it's just a 3-0 lead for Reel at the end of the first. And I think Reel is going to, Elyash is going to defer. Reel's going to pick bottom. And with a minute 34 of that first period locked in as riding, well, not locked in, but accumulated as riding time. And that was about as quick an escape as you're going to get. Took under 2 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like he caught him off guard there.
Yeah, I don't think Elyash was expecting them. Either wasn't expecting the whistle or wasn't expecting the escape, or both. Bears out 4-0 as a team score with the Sandoval 14-4 major decision victory. Has Elyash by the ankle. And, he's very close to getting back points. There was Reel. And there's the takedown. Because he just needed to turn a little bit, got his belly to his back, and now he's going to try and turn him. And he's in a good place for leverage, is Andrew Reel, the proud sophomore from Rhode Island. Elyash is trying really hard to avoid the back points, but I think he's going to release him.
Oh, he's going to keep putting the action.
Yep. Wants another takedown, and why not? Comes crossface, does Reel. And another takedown. He's looking at the clock because he's going to release him again because he's thinking technical fall, I'm sure. More than 2 minutes of riding time. Puts him back down on the mat. "20 seconds left in the period." You can see Elias trying to get his hip down because he doesn't want to give a seam for Real to sneak that right leg in and turn him. And he certainly has the power to do so. We've seen that. That'll be the end of the second period. It's 10-1 here at 197. It is Real's choice. I'd imagine he'll choose bottom again. No, it's not his choice. I apologize. It is Elias's choice. He's going to choose top. And, oh boy, quick turn. And that'll be a reversal.
That was almost as quick as the escape. Now he's just going to work toward that tech fall.
There's the escape point, 11-2 now. Shoots, has him, will go to the ankle trip, couldn't quite get there. Elias hopped out of it, and there's another takedown point. And he'll release him again, 15-2. The technical fall is 15 points, I believe.
Yep, scoring 15 more points than your opponent.
And he's up 12, so one more takedown, and that will be a technical fall. And Elias is in a bad spot. There it is. Has control, and that will be the match. A technical fall for Drew Real at 197 as he makes short work of Davidson. 18-3. That is how you get it done.
Yeah, that's a great start for Brown right now.
Yeah, Andrew Real with the technical fall, the decision at 184. We'll take a timeout. We'll have 285 on the other side of this quick timeout. The Brown Bears out to a good start, leading 9-0 over Davidson. Will step aside. Of the Bears, DJ Spring of the Wildcats. Bears off to a pretty good start with a decision at 184 for Thomas Sandoval over Cody Kirk, and then at 197, Andrew Real with a technical fall over Daniel Elias, and that's a good start to this heavyweight match for Semenenko.
Yeah, this is a guy who was one of the leaders in pinfalls last year in the whole NCAA, so expecting some fireworks.
He's got the signs of some upper body injuries with the cupping marks on his right arm. Can't imagine that feeling so hot. Never had it done myself.
Yeah, me either.
My daughter talks about having it done. She has had some of her teammates that have had it done in the things she competes in, and not something I necessarily know a lot about, but if you're wondering what the markings are on Semenenko's upper right quadrant, that's what it is. You never know what you're going to get on a Ivy League on ESPN broadcast.
Never know.
You learn a little bit about wrestling and maybe something about recovery and science. Not bad for an English major. I don't know what you major with.
Business.
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go. And out of bounds they'll go with Semenenko leading 6-1. Had the two takedowns and the one escape point for Spring. Semenenko now a senior out of Brooklyn. Last year finished the season with quite a record. 26 wins, only 14 losses. 13 of his wins were by fall, and another 5 by major decision. Those 13 falls, as Nick just mentioned, top 5 in the nation. Trying to measure Spring. And they'll bull each other out of bounds. This is the guy, Semenenko, who's improved each year. Was the recipient of the Most Promising First Year Award back as a freshman in 22-23. 10th in the Easterns and as a sophomore, and then of course last year had those 26 wins. Finished 4th at the Ivy Championships. Had a couple impressive wins at that tournament. I think he ran into a couple of tough decisions at the end of the Ivies to finish 4th. Last year, the first year, of course, that the Ivy League shifted. Oh boy, that's going to be back points. Spring trying us. That's it. He got him.
Another pin on the list. And he's got a big judo background too, which makes it fun.
That was quick. Semenenko with the pin. And you get the impression that Spring was almost trying to play towards the intermission. Watch the bull rush here. Just lowers the shoulder, spins him down, match is over. Bears taking on Luke Passarelli of Davidson. An interesting story. The Bears only had a couple guys on the roster at 133. Both of them are off campus for different reasons this semester, and as a result, they started looking around campus for somebody that could wrestle 133 that had some experience. Shipers was one of them. He's from rural Missouri, and he's going to fall victim to a takedown, and then quickly gets an escape. You know, he was not recruited to wrestle at this level, but figured, you know what, I can contribute to a team, get the experience, continue to improve, and you know, just by getting on the mat, he gets the Bears points, provided he doesn't get pinned.
Yeah, really cool Cinderella story, and excited to see where it takes him for sure.
You know, Passarelli, who was moved up a weight class, he was at 125 a year ago for Davidson. Shipers fights away. He has control almost. And he's got a takedown. And does that bring a roar from the Brown Bears bench? That is just awesome, wasn't it?
That's awesome.
Is that college sport, or is that what we were all here for, or what?
Yep.
An escape point for Passarelli. So it brings up the question, though, Nick. You know, there's a lot in this sport that comes from talent, from speed, strength. But let's not underestimate heart. And I think that is something that is perhaps, I don't want to say take it for granted in this sport, but there is an awful lot of heart that comes from the minds and discipline of the men that compete at this level, regardless of the program.
Yeah. It's something that's really special about this sport, and I think a lot of people kind of gravitate towards it when they start wrestling. They can feel it. It takes a lot to just go out there.
Bears are in control for the match, 21-0 here at 133. Passarelli trying to turn Shipers, who did get a takedown and an escape. He's got to avoid back points here. And he's going to get, that'll be a 4-point near fall for Passarelli. He was able to turn him onto that back. Still got that leg locked, and that is so hard to break, regardless of who you are as a wrestler on the mat. 20 seconds as we head to short time here at period 1. 7-point lead in 133 for Passarelli. Shipers adjusting his headgear. Again, a few weeks ago, he was just another student on campus, and now he's, you know, wrestling a guy who is expected to compete at a high level of the Southern Conference. The choice belongs to Shipers. He chooses to defer. Davidson's going to choose bottom. Not a surprise. Try and get the quick escape point, get another takedown, and work towards a potential major decision. And he actually might have gotten a reversal. If he gets hooked, he's a reversal. Now it's just an escape. You hear the Davidson coaching staff wanting Passarelli to get back on top. They call that his office. That's where he does his best work, I assume.
Yeah, we saw it earlier with that bar tilt.
Yeah, got him those back points. That is, it's now extended it to an 8-point lead. So certainly in major decision territory, and he's in trouble. Shipers is in trouble. There's the pin. So it was a good second period for Passarelli. A takedown for Shipers.
3 minutes 42.
Now Jordan Lean's going to go. So far this year, Heap's got a couple of results. Had a nice win over Pat Phillips of Franklin and Marshall last week. 4-2 at the Southeast Open. Still no. Heap, a sophomore from Florida. And the first minute of this first period at 1:49. I've seen a couple guys just kind of measuring each other out, it would look like. And some good action there, but Heap fighting off McBurney's attempts to get control. And the Bears got off to a really good start with the duel, with wins at 84 and 97, and then a pin from Semenenko at the heavyweight. And the last two have resulted in victories for Davidson to pull this to a 21-12 match for the team scores. Which really means the two forfeits offset each other. There was a forfeit at 125 in favor of Jared Bruner of the Bears, and on the other end at 141 for Davidson. Still a lot of action. There's the shot, and out of bounds go McBurney and Heap. And we're almost to the end of the first period, and when you get to this point, 40 seconds left, scoreless first, you start thinking this could be one of those strategic matches that, maybe one takedown could be all it takes.
Yeah, I really like McBurney's pace here. He's been pushing the action the whole first period and looking for his openings.
Inside, about now 20 seconds left in the first. And Heap trying to get control, still doesn't have it. And still neutral, says the official. Short time, and that is going to do it for the first period. Neither man gaining the critical control for the takedown points. And looks like it's going to be McBurney's choice. He'll go bottom, look for escape point to break the scoreless tie. Good mat return there from Heap. Keeps McBurney down. McBurney trying to step out of it. Does he break the hold? He was able to regather that ankle. Good pin there, and there's the swing out. And a point for McBurney. So 1-0 here at 1:49. 3 matches after this one to call it a morning from here in Providence. Again, Davidson gets on the bus and heads to Bridgeport after this. They'll make their way to Sacred Heart for an evening affair. I'd imagine they'd fly home after that. Davidson, North Carolina, not an easy bus ride.
Nope. That's an all-nighter.
Well, for Bridgeport, could probably find a quick flight out of this New York City somewhere. I'd imagine. Still 1-0, only 18 seconds of riding time accrued before McBurney escaped his bottom position to start this second period. McBurney's close. Okay, he still doesn't have control, and he spins back. He's got the leg pinned, but that left leg, the right leg is out. McBurney's trying to pull him back in, doesn't want to have to reset the out of bounds.
Yeah, what he wants to do is get him all the way in so he can make sure he doesn't kick out.
And there's the points. Good patience, I think, there from McBurney. You have to really hang that ankle for a while. And that will give him a 4-0 lead going into the third. That's a critical takedown.
Yep. Really, really great timing on that one.
Needed to be aware of the clock and his physical positioning on the mat. Executed well. Has a 4-0 lead on Heap of Davidson, does the Brown Bears McBurney. Heap does choose bottom, not a surprise. Does not appear riding time is going to be a factor in this 149 match. And for Heap, I'd imagine it's escape is priority one. Avoiding back points has got to be priority two. And he gets priority one pretty quickly. Now he needs a takedown. Good shot. Tries to pin that right ankle of Heap, and Heap might be able to. Heap's got to be careful here. He might find himself in a bad spot. Still no control, says the official, and that's going to be a stalemate, I would think.
Yep, really great job. Just improving your position and making sure that you're not giving up that takedown easy.
It was good defensive wrestling, I think, there by McBurney. McBurney still in a good spot. There's the takedown for Heap, Got it backwards. And he ties it at 4. That's good points there for Heap. He needed them. And does Heap fall victim to a reversal? No, there's the escape point. So now it comes really down to takedown. With 30 seconds left in the third period, McBurney's got to defend well, but not so well that he risks stall points, correct?
Yep. Yep, he's going to look to maybe scramble this one and eat some clock.
McBurney trying to go underneath. Still no control. I'm waiting for the official. And time expires. We might get a brick. And it's not going to be a brick review. It's actually going to be an official review. Let's see if we get a good look at this. It'll be on, the officials will be right next to us. But let's see what we get. McBurney's got one hip down. From that angle, it looks pretty even.
Yep.
No control. But it's the next couple of seconds we got to watch for. There, we'll get it from up here. This is probably your best angle because you'll see the whole sequence.
Just advance it forward again.
Yep. The official, you can see him, Nam-Tran, saying there's no control. See, from that angle, it doesn't look like the hip is down.
Yeah, I'm curious on the clock, too.
That's the end right there. Yep. There's the zeros. It's close.
That's close.
So his hands are not secured, I think, is the other piece they're going to look for, right, Nick?
Yeah.
You didn't see it on the other end? It wasn't around the other end. But is there another? What was our other? Did we have another camera angle?
Yeah, I'll tell you, they're taking their due diligence. They're watching two things. As Nick said a couple minutes ago, that they're watching to see the hip, and you'll watch McBurney at that angle right there. His hip is not down,
And his arm's stuck.
and his arm is out. And then you'll see he goes actually underneath, and that's the whistle ending. The brick comes flying out, but the official had already indicated this.
Yeah, I think they're looking now, right? Like, if you see Heap's left arm not fully out and around the other leg.
Right. And
After review, the ruling on the mat is upheld. No takedown.
so they reviewed it in full. There's no takedown. They'll give an explanation, and McBurney escapes, literally, with the victory.
That was a close one.
Austin McBurney.
So McBurney with a 5-4 win.
57 pounds from Davidson, Tyson Sherlock.
So Tyson Sherlock is not wrestling at 157. This, I believe, is... this is Marley Washington. It is Marley Washington wrestling against Ethan Mohina of the Bears at 157. Mohina had a pretty good season last year coming out of the gate. And Marley Washington, a sophomore from Roswell, Georgia, falls victim to a very quick takedown for Mohina. Mohina was, he's wrestled at 149. He's wrestled at 157 in his career. He's moved up. Had 12-11 win last year. He's got back points. He's trying to get Marley Washington down. There's going to be 4-point near fall for Mohina. And Washington did a good job of scrambling out to deny what could have been a potential pin. I'm sorry. Good start for Ethan Mohina. Now a junior. A couple years ago, had a 3-2 mark. Last year again, 12-11 with a couple of pins. And there's going to be more back points for Mohina. But he's not going to get that second shoulder down. And that's going to be 3 more near fall points. Yes, near fall 3. So 10-0, I believe, the count now in a minute and a half for Mohina over Washington. Trying to get that arm pinned. Riding time starting to clock up. And he tries to spin him back over. And Washington did a good job of getting his right shoulder back down to avoid back points for a third time.
Yeah, this is a tough position to get out of.
Yeah, staying belly to back is Mohina. He's going to try and go crossface, wants to turn him. And if he turns him, I think that's all she wrote. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep.
10-0. Already 2 minutes of riding time. 2 minutes of riding time. We've only been wrestling for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's a quick takedown. And that's a pretty big mat return for Mohina. Must be on the same diet as Andrew Reel. Oh, more back points coming. He has him turned. He's not going to get the second shoulder down. Mohina turns him back. Near fall 4. 14-0 in the first period. One more point, we get a technical fall. I don't think I've seen a technical fall in the first period in a while.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often.
It does not. And it is Davidson's choice. And I think he'll defer. My guess is Mohina will choose bottom, and an escape ends the match. Mohina's, I think he initially read bottom. And I think that was his initial. Then he kind of looked back at the official, said maybe neutral, and it was,
too late to
change. That's a reversal, and that's the match. That took 6 seconds. And that is a win for Ethan Mohina. 16-0 in just a hair over a first period for a technical fall. And Ethan Mohina has given the Bears a victory at 157. I think we're going to step aside. We got one more left. There are two more matches left after this timeout. 165-174 on the other side of this break. We'll be right back. You're watching college wrestling right here on ESPN. Got a couple of dubs to start his career. And Jordan Lean telling me this is a true freshman they're excited about. You saw a really nice match out of Ethan Mohina, 157, to give the Bears a 29-12 win and seal what will be a dual meet victory. And now it's just a matter of the advantage. And Tanner Peak's going to say not so fast for Davidson. Take down points for him. And Norman got a technical fall win over Riders Eric Brody last week. Lost a close decision to Hofstra Jake Sherlock. Peak's got a couple of victories on the season, including a nice win over Sasha Gavronsky of West Virginia, the top 20 program. He got a 2-1 win in that one last week at the Southeast Open. Norman, a good mat return, but there was caution on the wrist lock underneath called. Norman's got very close to a reversal, but couldn't quite spin it all the way around. And steps over, and he has it. Has the reversal. He's got close to pin. Had back points for a second. And an escape as well. So a lot of action in this first period between Norman and Peak. First of all, a terrific reversal into back points. And there's still a lot of time left in this first period. 5-4, Norman with the lead. Oh boy, that is a great turn.
That was great.
I don't know if there's a scientific term for that, but he's got close to back points. He's going to be close. Can he get that shoulder down? Pins it back, steps in front. Peak's not in a great spot. And I think that's it. I think he got him. He did. And Norman's pumped.
He's pumped.
He was unfazed by the early takedown, gave up early points, and came rallying back. And Peak's frustrated. He had a nosebleed.
Yep. That was an exciting match.
That's a great win for Max Norman. He's all smiles. Take another look at this turn. He had him down and then drives that left or the right shoulder in. He wasn't letting him go.
Nope.
And our final match at 174 pounds for Davidson, Bryce Griffin. And at 174 pounds for Brown, Drew Cleary.
So Drew Cleary will wrap things up for the Bears here at 174. Last year with 15 wins. Didn't compete in his sophomore year. Had 8 victories as a freshman. Had a couple of falls last year, did Cleary. Good shot, denied by Griffin. Overall, I think Coach Jordan Lean's going to be pleased with the effort of the Bears in this one. And, the exception, you get pinned at 133. And some good action. Cleary turns around, still no control. The referee indicating to both wrestlers there's still no control, still neutral. Cleary steps up. You know, the 6 points Davidson got was for weighing somebody in at 141 because the Bears didn't mat a wrestler, and then at 133, a good win for Luke Passarelli over Douglas Shipers in his first collegiate action here at home. So other than that, it's pretty much a clean sweep for the Bears.
Yeah, it's been a really great day of competing, and like you said, they definitely got to be pleased with the effort that went into this.
3 pins, I believe. The heavyweight, Semenenko got a pin.
And then
Max Norman got a pin. Mohana and Reel were technical falls. McBurney with the near victory. Bruner wins by, again, because they weighed somebody in. 125, Davidson didn't put a wrestler out there. So, you know, those offset each other. You're still looking at a 29-6 match right now. That's a good day at the office. This one's scoreless into the final minute of period number 1. Griffin kind of surveying what Cleary's offering him, and not much. These teams will see each other again in a few weeks. In January, Brown will head to the Davidson Duels, something they'll host down in North Carolina the week after the Southern Scuffle. And imagine the Bears will come north between, even though it's winter break. Well, you never know. You might just stay down there.
Probably a little warmer up down there.
Chattanooga to Davidson's not a bad little trip.
Yep.
Might actually be easier than flying back and forth twice. And that'll do it for a scoreless first period here at 174. A lot of action towards the end. But nothing doing. And it is Davidson's choice. He's going to go bottom. Try and get that, again, quick escape point. There is no riding time to speak of as of yet. 2 minutes on the clock for period 2. You hear the Brown bench yelling, "Take the risk." What do you think that's referring to, Nick?
Well, I think maybe in that crab ride position, they wanted to elevate the legs and go towards one of the wrists and get maybe a cross wrist or something. Drew being from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, I'm sure he's hammer on top.
Trying to push through. He's got the face lock in pretty well. Trying to get him down to his back.
Yeah, really good cradle locked up.
Came close, but Griffin fought it off. No back points. But a minute of riding time now in this second period from the top position for Drew Cleary. And he will release him at last. The point for the escape. And imagine both being the riding on the top and trying to escape from the bottom takes a lot of energy out of you. So both of these men will try to reach down for something in this last half minute for a potential takedown, because in either case it could be decisive.
Yeah, there's been a lot of action in this match, even though the score is only 1-0.
A lot of well-defended action, as you said. And that should be a takedown. And that'll give Davidson's Bryce Griffin a 4-0 lead. And Drew Cleary needs an escape and a takedown of his own here in the third. And he's going to choose bottom, is Cleary. Cleary a little taller than Griffin, who also weighed in for 165. Was listed as one of their potential competitors for the Wildcats at 65. Cleary a true 74. Cleary looks like he's going to get up pretty quickly, trying to break those wrists. That's a good mat return. Not with the same authority we saw earlier. Cleary again stepping up. Tried to step out of it, couldn't. And Griffin trying to turn Cleary to his back. Kind of a tough spot for Drew, but
he's getting a little high.
If he gets high, he could get the reversal. And he's going to get the reversal. Now you're faced with a decision. A minute 20 left. Do you release and go for the takedown, or you're shooting for back points? Because you got to make a quick decision.
I feel like it's really hard to turn a guy at this level, and you obviously finish this out, see where this bar goes, but after that, might have to cut him.
He's almost got him over.
Yep. He might get it.
It was close. Good job by Griffin to get back to his belly. There's the escape. And now he needs a takedown. He's got 45 seconds. Does Cleary to get it. You can see these guys are gassed.
Yeah.
Drew's close. He's got him underneath. Still no control. And
oh, he might be looking cradle here.
He's got to turn. Well defended by Griffin.
Yep.
Really well defended. I think he's going to hang on here. Only 10 seconds left. And we got a headlock called. 5 seconds. It's been a good effort here for both men. The 5-2 certainly indicative of what has been a close match. Cleary false started. He'll get cautioned for that. No penalty yet. Can't do it again. Griffin will stand back, and that is going to do it. A good fight. A good battle indeed. Will be won this time by Bryce Griffin of Davidson, and that will close things out here with a 35-15 victory for the Brown Bears and the team scores after 10 matches. Overall, I think Jordan Lean will be pleased with the compete level of his Brown Bears. He'll shake them up.
That concludes today's match. The final score is 35.